Hello, I'm Mark Chalero, the owner of MS Classic Cars. Today I am super excited to be sitting behind the wheel of this amazing car. This is a 2011 Chevrolet Camaro 2SS Supercharged 550 horsepower Camaro that has been fully customized with 6,600 original miles. Following MS Classic Cars, you know that I only collect number 1 and number 2 condition vehicles. I am a huge fan of Camaros of all generations. Big fan of the first gens. I'm a huge fan of the third gens. I was fortunate enough to have a 2012 Camaro, very similar to the one I'm going to present you today, just without all the extra add-ons that I had over the course of last summer that me and my family enjoyed. So to have this car here today in my personal favorite color combination is definitely a pleasure. To talk a little bit about this car, as we do with every car at MS Classic Cars, I create a binder with plastic sleeves. I put as much information that comes with the car in this binder as possible. This particular car has been named Hot Rides by Dean. That's a company out of California who actually built this car for the SEMA Show. That's a big trade show. That happened in 2011. So according to the clean Carfax report, which is included, we'll start with a little bit of the history on this vehicle. It clearly states on here that it was a one-owner vehicle. I'll get into that in a minute. It talks here obviously about the mileage, everything being documented. The vehicle was actually purchased in California, as I mentioned, originally in July of 2010. So it was actually purchased. Then the build happened where everything was done, which I'm going to go over. It obviously went to the SEMA Show, and then it exchanged hands with my business partner, Brian Frank, who put it in his dealership name, which is in Scott Bluff, Nebraska. He actually purchased it in January of 2013, and it's been in his collection ever since. He put less than 1,000 miles on this car. Brian owns some fantastic cars. He's got a beautiful collection. Really proud to have him as a business partner and as a friend. So again, he had this car for 7 years, so it's been in a climate control facility. It's been handled with the best of care. So the car has absolutely no imperfections to really speak about. It's in showroom condition. Everything is reflective of a vehicle that has 6,600 original miles. In regards to this here that I printed off the internet, which is included, this basically shows that this car obviously was built by the company I had mentioned, Hot Rides by Dean, and it was actually on one of the covers of the California car cover catalogs, which was out in January of 2011. So we put that in our description as well. Before I forget, please make sure that you check out our full description with all the photos on our website at msclassiccars.com. You'll see how detailed our photo work is. You'll see the invoice for the work that we did in service. Remember, we're the only classic car dealership in the country who services every vehicle that we sell. We document that work with an invoice, which again is included in this binder. We invested a little over $5,000 going through this vehicle to make it worthy and ready for the new owner. So technically, although this car was owned by my business partner, because he has a dealer's license, the Carfax report typically doesn't recognize licensed dealers as owners. So the car right now is showing as a one-owner car. So on paper, the new owner will be the second owner. Kind of a cool deal there. So before I forget also, it has all the owner's manuals, which are pictured within our photo gallery as well. There's even some touch-up paint here, so all of this information is included. This is a non-rehearsed video, so I'm going over this car as I know it, as I've studied it, as I've written the description. So hopefully I cover as much as I possibly can, but remember, in case I forget something, you definitely want to check it out for yourself and read the description, check out all the photos, etc. Now, getting into the exterior. The exterior of this vehicle retains 100% of its original Summit white paint. The paint job is beautiful. We've detailed it to a show quality shine. Part of the build process to give this car this killer look is they painted black racing stripes on the hood and on the deck lid. They're very similar stripes to what you would have seen on a first generation Camaro. Normally these cars don't have painted stripes. A lot of them have decals. This one was done very, very tastefully. They clear coated over it, no color change or anything like that. That alone would be a couple $1,000s if you were to pay somebody to properly do that. So just that in itself is really unique and valuable. Those black stripes, they tie into the black grille in the front upper and lower grille. They also really match the wheels that are on this car. The wheels are actually 22-inch reproduction GM black wheels. They're kind of a black gloss similar to the racing stripes. They really fill the wheel wells up tastefully. At MS Classic Cars, we actually wrapped the wheels with brand new Nitto Invo tires. They're 265 in the front and 285 in the rear. These are kind of expensive tires. They really, really grip the road well, handle the road well. So we definitely are proud to talk about those tires. As far as the exterior goes, it is an RS car from the factory. We did print at MS Classic Cars the Maroni label because the original window sticker was misplaced. So this car again was born in RS, and it does have the factory GM ground effects package. As you'll see on that Maroni label, it's all been painted, obviously, the body color. It looks absolutely killer. And to kind of put the icing on the cake, a lot of the original badging and everything was taken off. They actually put on new badging. They painted it like the Chevrolet emblem on the front of the grille, like the one here on the side of the fender, and like the one on the back of the deck lid, just to give it a little bit of character. They also had the windows professionally tinted. A lot of these times when people tint windows, they don't really do a nice job. They did a kind of a strip here on the front window. There's tinted windows on the sides, rear quarter windows, and also the window in the back. So I think a combination of those features, the body kit, the black stripes, the black wheels, the tinted glass, you really couldn't ask for a sexier looking Camaro. This car looks amazing. Talking about the interior, these interiors are surprisingly very comfortable. I'm 6 foot. You can see how much headroom I have. I have tons of room. If you're concerned about fitting in one of these cars, it's not like sitting in a Corvette or something like that. It's actually a very spacious car. It provides a lot of comfortability, so you can drive them on longer trips, things like that. This headliner here is all like new. Again, this car has 6,600 original miles on it. It still smells new. This headliner is black. The top of the dash is black. It's got this really nice silver trim piece that kind of wraps around the dash fascia into the door panels. That's all factory, just like the carbon fiber door sills. Those are factory as well, all part of this particular package. And of course the console here is all black. The rugs are black. A portion of the door panels are black. The front surface of the seats are beige, as indicated on the Maroni label. So it gives that interior a little bit of a breakup with the two-tone deal. So it's got this beige here, which is in beautiful condition. It even says SS on the headrest. Talking a little bit about the interior features inside the car. One of the things that I just noticed, actually for the first time when I brought it to this position here, is the interior trim is actually illuminated all the way through the door panels with this blue light. That's the same color blue light that you find in the gauge bezel, and it reminds me of my car that I have. I have a Mercedes that the interior does the same thing, so that's pretty cool. This car has a lot of features like remote power heated mirrors. It has power windows. It has a full power driver's seat, half power passenger seat, telescopic steering wheel, cruise control. It's got a very high-end sound system with Boston acoustic speakers. There's actually 9 speakers in this vehicle. It has air conditioning. It has heated seats. It's got cup holders. It's got all the conveniences. It even has heads-up display, which is a really cool feature where you can actually see the speedometer through the windshield. You definitely have to check that out online if you've never seen that before. So this car is definitely well equipped with options. So again, you got the beautiful exterior, beautiful interior, loaded with options. Now we can get into the powertrain. This is where it gets exciting. This is where a majority of the money was spent. The engine compartment in this car is highly detailed. Again, 6,600 original miles. It's been pampered its entire life. The engine is all factory correct in the sense that it has all the original stickers and factory tags and all that kind of stuff. The only true modifications that were made, which is the heart of the car, is to the engine. A Magnacharger Supercharger, which is red and looks awesome, was outfitted on the engine. This engine is a 6.2 liter sequential fuel injected V8 that was factory rated at 426 horsepower. From the information that we gathered online, this supercharger adds 120 horsepower, so it brings the horsepower up to 550 horsepower. That is a very expensive endeavor when you add up all the parts, shipping, and labor. I'm going to estimate somewhere around $8,000 to $10,000 just in that alone. The engine itself was covered with these beautiful white valve covers that match the color of the car, which look awesome, as you'll see in the photos within our photo gallery. And you will also see in the back the strut tower brace is a Hotchkis strut tower brace, which really kind of finishes off the engine bay. It makes it look really beefy. Just a super clean, very well detailed. The guys did a great job detailing the engine bay. It looks spectacular. That engine is coupled to a 6-speed transmission. So a lot of cars, only have 5-speed transmissions. This has got a 6-speed transmission, which really makes the driving awesome, especially on the highway. And it does have a gear ratio in the rear of 3-4-2, which again is perfect for all types of driving, whether you're doing city driving, highway driving, or you want to take this thing on a track. It really works well for all types of driving conditions. The engine breathes through a Corsa exhaust system, which is a catback system. If you Google that company, C-O-R-S-A, they really are well known for performance exhaust. It sounds incredible when you get it up to higher RPMs. You'll hear it in a minute when I start the car, and when I give it a few revs, you'll hear how sweet the exhaust sounds. It's not overbearing, it's just perfect. Tasteful sound. Now, getting into the undercarriage. The undercarriage of this car is reflective again of the 6,600 original miles. It is as clean as the engine compartment. Now, granted, we did detail this car at MS Classic Cars, but even with our good detailing skills, we can only make things look as good as they look. And this undercarriage looks spectacular. It's all, again, factory markings and all that stuff and tags. They're all in place. Nothing was heavily modified. The only improvements that were made to the undercarriage, besides the exhaust system, which I just mentioned, were the fact that it has Eibach Pro Kit lowering springs just to lower it a hair to make it kind of match up with these new wheels, give it the perfect stance, a little bit more stability on the road. And it also has Hotchkis sway bars, and it has a Hotchkis chassis brace to keep everything stable and to keep it handling well on the road and cornering and things like that. The most impressive part of all of this car, besides the Supercharger, is the fact that this car has a big brake system made by Baer. Baer brakes, if you go on the internet and you Google them, in my opinion, they're like the #1 name in the four-wheel disc brake world. They are 15-inch brakes. They have red calipers that are massive, awesome rotors and things like this. So this brake kit alone, from what we've gathered on the internet, is like an $8,000 expense just on the brakes. So you can only imagine when you add the cost of the stripes, the emblems, the window tinting, the wheels, the ground effects, when you get into everything this car has to offer as far as its package, the Supercharger, you get into all the Hotchkiss suspension, you get into the lowering kit, the exhaust system, the brakes. The builder claimed between the cost of the car and all the features that it was about a $65,000 endeavor. Again, the car has been kept in a garage. It's been in a climate control facility. It's like you're stepping back in 2011 and buying this car brand new with 6,600 original miles. So that's my overall presentation on this vehicle. Please feel free to email me, call me with any questions. The number here is 508-557-0152. The website is msclassiccars.com. Please follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel and all of that. So I'm going to go ahead and start the car, let you listen to how beautiful it runs. This is a killer car. And one thing I mentioned before I forget here, I just turned the key on and noticed it. This car has some awesome factory headlights. They're high density halo style lights that look really killer. Corey Smiley, who does all our photography here, he took a really sweet picture of this car with the headlights on. You definitely have to check it out. So let me get over that description here. Go ahead and start this car. Listen how beautiful it runs. There she is. Fires right up. Sounds absolutely spectacular. Definitely got to check it out. Thanks for watching.